Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, here at Ivy Talks Podcast Network, we're doing a subscriber giveaway. We'll be doing a giveaway on the 1st and the 15th of every month for $50 for a random subscriber. All you have to do to enter is subscribe, comment on any video, and you'll be entered for a chance to win. And once you do it once, you're entered for life. And it's going to be on the 1st, 15th of every month. A random subscriber will be chosen to win $50. As you grow, that money will go up. So go ahead, subscribe, comment to enter. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the WNBA coverage. I have here Coach Diesel, who is going to be assisting me in breaking these down, and potentially the new co-host. As you guys know, I have Coach Calvin for the NBA. And if Diesel would like, we do a weekly thing where she's going to be the co-host for the WNBA coverage, who's, we talk WNBA at work. But welcome, Coach Diesel. So same structure as before, as well as the NBA coverage. You guys watch both of those. We're going to go over the standings in the East and West, go over some statistical leaders. I'm going to pass it off to Coach Diesel to open up highlights, lowlights, and then things that are going on in the WNBA. So first, in the East, we have New York Liberty, who is still undefeated. They are playing right now, and they're probably going to remain undefeated because they're up by like 20, something crazy. So New York Liberty at 1, Atlanta Dream at 2, Indiana Fever at 3, Washington Mystics at 4, Chicago Skies at 5, and the Connecticut Suns are at 6. In the West, we have Minnesota Lynx, who is also undefeated, at 1, Seattle Storm at 2, Phoenix Mercury at 3, Golden State Valkyries at 4, Las Vegas Aces at 5, LA Sparks at 6, and the Dallas Wings are at 7. Statistical leaders, points per game, leading the way is Napisa Collier with 29.5 points per game. Rebounds per game, Angel Reese at 13.7. Assists per game, Caitlin Clark at 9.3. Steals per game, Burton for 3 steals per game. Blocks per game, Aja Wilson at 2.2. Field goal percentage, Burke from the New York Liberty at 64.7%. Three-point percentage, also Burke at 70% from the three-point line, which is crazy. Free throw percentage, 100. We have a handful of people tied at 100%. Again, it's earlier on, so it's not been the high volume yet, but Hayes, Hartley, Samuelson, Thornton, just a few names. But as we go on in the season, I'm sure there's going to be some separation there. Minutes per game, Kelsey Plum at 37.4. Turnovers per game, Caitlin Clark at 5. And I'm going to hand it off to Coach Diesel. What are you seeing so far in the WNBA?
So far, just looking at like the standings, New York's playing like they should be, coming off the championship.
Yeah.
And let's see, Chicago, I'm doing like the big name teams like New York, Chicago, Minnesota, LA, Vegas. They're all, it's still early in the season, so I think they're all playing decent. Las Vegas lost Kelsey Plum, so that kind of hurt them a bit, but
Yeah.
Aja's stepping up, playing like the MVP, which you showed me this, the MVP odds, and Aja's second, but again, it's still early in the season. She's
Right.
behind Caitlin. Right now, I don't really have much to say because it's still early on in the season, but where is it? Indiana, Caitlin Clark being out a couple of weeks is going to hurt them.
Yeah. Yes. Out with a hamstring injury, right?
Yeah, hamstring strain. Yeah. Because honestly, yeah, she's records a lot of turnovers, but she is their point guard. She is pretty much the only piece that's sort of kind of keeping them in the talk, in the name.
Right.
So they're going to struggle for a couple weeks, but they may not. You never know. It's why you play the games. So
Right. So looking at it, there are 3 teams that have yet to win. Chicago Sky, who was battling out with Indiana Fever, especially for that last spot in the playoffs last year. Connecticut Suns, who came off a phenomenal season last year with going on that early run. I believe they won like 12 or 13 straight in the beginning of the season.
yeah.
And then also Dallas Wings, who picks up Paige, I call her Paige Buckets, Paige Beckers, who's individually is playing well, but as a team is kind of still trying to figure out how to gel together. And another team I want to ask you about that I've been keeping my eye on because we all know Kelsey Plum is a two-time champ with the Las Vegas Aces. She's with the LA Sparks now, and the LA Sparks have Hamby, you got Brinks, you got Plum, you got Jackson. I mean, they have a squad, and again, we've said that it's earlier on in the season. They're 2-3 right now, but do you think that the LA Sparks have a chance to actually go on a run? Kelsey Plum's playing at another level. She's averaging, I believe she's second in points per game in the WNBA right now at like 27 or 26 some points per game. Do you think LA has the potential to go on a run here late, or do you think it's going to be one of those teams where there's so many stars and so many ball dominant players that it's going to take them maybe a couple years to figure it out?
I don't think it's going to take a couple of years. Partly because the talent level obviously is different from the NBA. So yeah, you have a lot of talented people on one team in the WNBA, but in my opinion, I think it'll be easier to figure out. I think the Sparks just need to run their offense around Kelsey Plum. Because if she continues to keep playing like this, I think as long as they run the offense kind of like the Lakers run the offense through LeBron, I think that the Sparks would be okay with running their offense through Plum and then working on that two-man game with Plum and Brink to get Brink more involved and obviously not getting injuries
Yeah.
because I think after Brink or if Brink is tall, lengthy, but because she's like that, and especially in the women's game, she's more prone to injury. So as long as they can stay healthy, I think they can make a run, especially if Kelsey Plum continues with the way she's playing, and eventually they'll just get that chemistry naturally and they'll figure it out.
Now, my last question: if you had to pick one team from each conference, who is your early dark horse team? By early dark horse team, I mean maybe a team that's not really talked about now or is not playing at the level that you think that they will play later down the road. Come towards the end of the season. Who's your dark horse team in the East? Early dark horse, and then who's your early dark horse team in the West?
Ooh. For the West, I'm gonna say either the Sparks or Dallas. Because I feel like
Oh,
Dallas, they could just
okay.
kind of explode out of nowhere, kind of just like they're just figuring it out because they just got Paige.
Right,
They're figuring out, how to, intertwine her into their system. So I
right.
think they could make a small little run or kind of like surprise some teams. And then the Sparks too. I mean, it's again still early in the season. They're 2-3, but I think they got the potential to be, I would say, up there, replacing Phoenix and being in the top three. And then Eastern, shoot. Probably going to say Connecticut because they played decent last year. I was going to say Chicago, but I mean, I feel like they got still too much stuff to work on, especially Angel Reese. Angel Reese needs to,
Yeah, from a field goal efficiency perspective.
yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, she can rebound all she wants, but she can't put in the 1 foot layups, then she's going to have problems.
yeah.
So, but I'm gonna say Connecticut for the East. They're just, it's beginning of the season, working some things out, but they played well last year, so hopefully it can translate into this season too.
Yeah. Yeah, for the West, me personally, I mean, any of those bottom three teams, I think could potentially be that team that, whereas we're getting ready for the playoffs, we're sitting at that 2 or 3 spot between Aces, Sparks, Wings, um, and then for the East, East is tough for me. Like you said, Chicago's got a lot of work to do from like their bigs position in terms, Angel Reese having problems with just shooting efficiency. She gets the ball, defensively, she rebounds like a monster. She also offensive rebounds, but it's just you don't need to create more second chance opportunities from
If
your
you
own
can't,
shot. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Hmm.
Getting a offensive rebound from somebody else's shot is different. But if you're catching your own rebound 2-3 times, that does become an efficiency problem, and that is something that you're gonna have to fix if you want to compete with the Liberties. If you want to, Jockwell Jones, like you're gonna have
Oh
to put it
yeah,
in the first time.
yeah.
When you got Brittany Griner and those type of defender, Dewana Bonner, like the list goes on. Like you're gonna have to figure it out for sure. But I'm actually interested in seeing. I've watched Washington Mystics have impressed me from where they were last year. So I'm curious to see how they develop as the rest of this season goes on. So for my team in the East, I'm paying attention to the Washington Mystics. But any other notes we have for the highlights, lowlights, and anything interesting?
Not that I can think of, just because the season's still so early
Yeah,
on. I feel like in a couple of months, like we can have a better like conversation.
yeah,
I mean, the stars are playing like how they're supposed to. Kelsey, Asia, Sabrina,
yeah,
Paige. I mean, they're all playing like they're supposed to. Granted, Caitlin Clark's hurt, but I mean, besides that, everyone's doing their job and how they're supposed to play, how they're supposed to help the team. At the end of the day, I think it just comes to like individual players. Like Caitlin needs to reduce her turnovers. Sometimes she's
mhm,
doing too much. Angel Reese needs to know when, okay, I missed my own putback 3, 4 times. Let me kick it back out and see if
right.
we can
Reset.
recover. Because
Yeah,
I mean, there's only so much you can do, especially if you're not putting your own shot. And
yeah,
I mean, I've seen games where it's like she misses 5 times, gets her own rebound, and misses all 5 times. I'm like, at some point, you got to kick it back out.
yeah.
But I mean, that's just, the teams and players figuring that out. But I mean, nothing really uh too crazy right now.
Well, I agree. As we get on, it's going to get very interesting as teams start to separate themselves and players start to separate themselves in the standings, and all-star stuff starts to come around. But, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the WNBA coverage. We'll catch you guys next week.